Hi everyone, it's Linnea for LDRS Creative, and we're going to use some of the new February release items to create a super cute spring and summertime card. I'm starting here with the Finest Blooms Pirouette stamp set, and although this stamp set is created to pair with the Pirouette pattern templates and create nice little circular pattern cards, I'm going to use just these adorable little bunnies. I've been reaching for these bunnies a lot lately. They're cute, they're easy to color, and I just love the way that they are illustrated. I'm also using some of the florals from the Live Garden Pocket Pals stamp set. I thought these cute little flowers would look great with my bunnies. I envisioned a little bunny scene with a picket fence and a nice little background, so I thought these florals would be cute to go along with that. I'm going to do some quick alcohol marker coloring. I'm using warm grays for my bunnies. I like to stick to warm grays for critters. I just think that even a white bunny is never perfectly white out in nature. They always have a little bit of, not really dirty, but kind of a used look to them. So I like to use the warm grays. I think that they just look more natural that way. Then I'm going to use some bright colors for the flowers, so I'm going to stick to some yellows and purples and pinks. I'm also coloring up two of the cute little bees and two of the birds from the Live Garden Pocket Pals stamp set. Just using some blue for the birds and some yellow for the bees. I just think these bees are so cute, and I love how tiny they are. They're so adorable. I'm going to go ahead and just finish coloring them out, and then I will grab the coordinating dies for each of these. So I have the Finest Blooms Pirouette die set and the Live Garden Pocket Pals die set. I'll pick out the dies that go for each of them and position them right over the top. They'll line up and just perfectly outline the stamped images. Then I'll use some low-tack tape to hold those in place and run them through my die cutting machine. And when I'm done, I will have adorable little scene pieces. I'm also using the picket fence pocket die, and I'm going to cut this out multiple times from some white cardstock. Here's a little trick, because sometimes dies get stuck, or die cuts rather get stuck in your dies. I just like to run mine through my machine, and you can use a little poker tool, but I have a lot of craftastrophes and I'm kind of a klutzy person, so I just drop my die onto my work surface and the die and all the little pieces will pop right out. No need for me to be poking my fingers with the little pokey tools. I'm going to use some liquid adhesive now to adhere this picket fence pocket die together. I'm stacking together about 4 or 5 pieces. I cut more than what I needed, so I'll keep those in my pocket with my die set. But I like to stack these together for dimension rather than using foam tape because it's a really small die. This is the One Fine Day 6x6 paper pack, and I saw this pattern right on top with that light blue background and all those colorful florals, and I immediately knew that's the one that I wanted to use for my background. I also had a scrap piece of the gold foiled cardstock left over from a previous project, and so I adhered that to the bottom of my floral piece. And now I'm using the second largest die from the A2 Diagonal Stitched Layered Card Toppers die set, and I'm going to cut through both of those pieces at once so that they will both have a stitched outline to them. I'll also use the largest die from that set and cut just a piece of white cardstock to layer this onto. Here you can see how that picket fence pocket die is going to layer up onto there. So I'll use some liquid adhesive and just add that on, and then I'll start adding my characters right on top. Now in hindsight, I think I probably added too many flowers and I covered up too much of the picket fence. You can still see it poking out from the sides, but if I were to ever recreate this card again, I think that I would probably use less of the flowers from the Live Garden Pocket Pals stamp set just to make sure that you can see that picket fence behind there, because I think that's a really cute addition to any scene. You could use foam tape to adhere these pieces if you want to, but because they're so tiny, I'm just going to use some liquid adhesive, and because I layered up that picket fence pocket die set 4 times, it's already a bit raised from the background, so I think just adding these on top with liquid adhesive will be just fine. I went back to that Live Garden Pocket Pals stamp set and grabbed a sentiment and stamped that with Raven Hybrid ink and trimmed that out into just a little rectangle. Added foam tape behind that, and then I centered that using my T-square ruler onto my card, and that finishes this project. I love that little bit of gold foil detail at the bottom, and that One Fine Day paper in the background really makes the scene come alive. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you soon. Bye!